It's also connected. And by the way, on my channel, man, please do be pleased to like and subscribe. I definitely like to get my content out there, and I trust it's of an encouragement and an inspiration to you. I'm talking today about it's connected. You ever get up in the morning and you have to do certain things throughout the day? You start off with getting out of bed, right? You don't and become second nature after a while. But every single human being has something called the habit, the things that they will do from morning till evening. Some people like to mix it up, but as you get older, you find that you will basically be doing the same old, as they call it, right? Unless you mix it up, of course, right? Mix it up. Um, by not staying so static, right? By not being so rigid. But in general, people have their habits, their habits of the things they'll do through the day, right? They have lunch at a certain time, dinner at a certain time, breakfast at a certain time. They go to the washroom at a certain time. If you're a man, you shave at a certain time. Some people, women put on their makeup at certain times in the day, da da da. What kind of clothing you're going to wear, da da da. But in general, we get used to what is called the familiar. In all these things that we're doing called habits, there's a thing that goes on that one thing is adjoined to the next, right? Throughout your time, one thing's adjoined to the next. We're not so separated and detached as we'd like. And I trust me, I'm going to get on this. I'm going to get on this for a second. Being detached is probably, and only so many people have really attained it. To be detached is is the highest, one of the highest forms of freedom that you can have, because that's where God wants you to be. You never really you never really can experience the way an eagle flying in heights. Uh, you'll never be able to experience that kind of perspective unless you're living on a higher level. The majority of the human race live on a lower level. They really do. People who live beneath the clouds. That's what they call it, life. Some people go on and say, oh, life is a bitch, or that's life, or oh, well, whatever. It is what it is, right? These are all sayings that people use to say, this is the connection. That's a connection they've made, right? As you live and exist, your being, you're not just a body. You really are. By the way, I'm just going to say this, that most of the time people live for the survival of their body, not their soul, not their spirit. Because if one can live outside of their body, they're not subjected to the needs, and they're not subjected to the survival of the body. The soul can live freely, right? And it's more of a powerful thing to be a master over your body than your body being the master over your soul. The body gets to dictate. If the body cries and whines, so the soul stops and the soul doesn't want to go on. The soul says, okay, body, we'll stay comfortable here. We'll stay in static zone. We won't move and go on. We'll just be comfortable, right? In the avenue as we live our life beneath the clouds, everything is so well ordered and connected that the people and the situations that we're having happen in our lives are all not just happening out of anywhere. There's so many variables involved that is causing these situations to be acceptable to you. And your acceptability of whatever's going on in your life guarantees the connection that is going on in your life. Some people can choose, for instance, they say, I'm going to break away completely from my family. For instance, like, hey, look, I see certain dynamics. That word dynamics also means dynamo. It means power, right? That's where we get the word dynamics. The ICS, I guess, is deep workings, right? But the dynamo, the power, is causing all these other things that are going on in my life to happen because I become so well aware of the familiarity of what I consider the dynamics. I want all that to change. Stepping out into the unknown means that one begins to enter into a whole different sphere of connectivity. They don't know where, what, whom, why, or whatever, but there's connections also happening over there, right? And in the maze, like if you ever look at a maze when people are going through it, everything is intertwined, even in a maze, of you could say confusion at the beginning of your journey of detachment. Is that the present tense of your life is a maze. And it's not to the point of amazement. It's the point of where you're confused. You're left stuck. You're kind of like, you're just wandering through the maze. The thing is about being in any kind of connectivity to other people. Some people are, how can I put it? They're very aggressive in how they see that their world should be. And should you be part of their world, they will send out, they will send out a net to make sure you stay trapped in the connectivity of the maze, their maze. You know, the things I've discovered about life in general is that hierarchy and authority is playing a major role in what's going on in our life. And when God, who would like to set us free completely, Jesus even said that you'll know the truth and the truth will set you free. Knowing the truth sometimes is a very hard thing, especially when you're entertaining, not living a life, but you're living lies. You're living the things that causes you to lie down and to stay comfortable. It doesn't bring about life. We sometimes stop living our lives because other people are wanting to live theirs through us, or where we stop, they begin. We can do that with our parents. We can put our life on pause because of our family. We can put our life on pause because, oh, it's become so comfortable and so nice and so sweet and so easy that there's nothing really out there. But if you do enough soul searching in your life, and I trust I'm talking to people today who are doing that, is that you're being beckoned. There is a beckoning. Something above and beyond is beckoning you to a different way of life. And people who've taken those steps usually end up becoming not in the maze, but amazed. See, God says that if you call upon me, and it just doesn't mean just call upon him just like with a voice. It means that you got to beckon with your entire being. You got to go out from. Is that he says, I will show you great and marvelous things, things that you never even perceived you will experience, because God is a business of going above and beyond where you have ever been. There's a guy by the name of Abraham in the Bible, and he had to wait until Abraham separated from his familiarity. I mean, he called Abraham out. There's a guy by the name of Lot that went out. Abraham took him because Abraham was not comfortable enough with the unknown. So he took something of the familiar with him. Whatever your familiar is that you're taking with you, at some point it will lose its hold on you. And it's going to happen through conflict. It's going to happen through a great breaking away, or it may just happen by just the time comes for every life to die. After Abraham was completely separated from Lot, then God told him to look out into the great expanse. And he goes, look at Abraham, as far as you can look. And he got Abraham to look at him further than that. And he said, what you don't see is what I'm going to show you. And you're going to call those things that aren't, that you don't see it, as though they are. God is in the business of taking you from what's impossible to God possible. And he only does it with people who have the guts, and it may take a lot of prayer to do that, but get in the guts, get in the bravery to step above and beyond, way beyond the grasp of those who are living in the maze. That's why Jesus says, I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. Just like the scenery you're looking at right now, it is only the beginning of what God has shown through his creation. If they, when they take the, the, the big scope out into the universe, looking out at the stars and the vastness of the cosmic landscape. It is so amazing, and that's where God wants to take your life. And I say that not only to encourage you, I encourage myself to. The day who seek the Lord always will find greater and greater things. But in the aspect of seeking, you are going to become, whether you like it or not, detached. You are going to become detached. So I'm just going to leave you with that. The connectivity lies in your familiarity. But once you get out from the maze, there's a whole different set of connections. It has nothing to do. And the only thing that breaks the connection between here and there is you have to become detached, completely cut off from it. Have a good day. Do like, do subscribe.